Hi, I'm Paul Darley, and thanks for tuning into our December issue of Inside Darley. NFPA, that's the National Fire Protection Association, just released their 2016 fire loss report. We've attached a copy of that report for you here. And in short, there are 1.342 million fires in 2016, creating $10.6 billion in damage. And as you look at that, most of the damage, 74% of that came from structure fires, which represented 475,000 of those fires, and 13% of the damage came from both outside fires and 13% from vehicle fires. And one of the trends that we've seen is the number of vehicle fires has continued to go downward over the years, yet the number of total fires was almost identical to 2015, and was actually down pretty substantially from 2013 and 2014. So that's great news. You know, if you're looking for trends as you plan for 2018, and we certainly do at Darley, we always start off with mega trends and then come down to our industry. But the World Health Net organization in June of 2016 released some predictions, and we've attached these for you. This was sent to me by Januar Arifin back at the beginning of 2017. Now, he is our representative. He's the CEO and owner of PT Pundarika down in Indonesia, who is our agent in Indonesia and have been for over 20 years. And Indonesia is an interesting country. It's almost the same size population-wise and geographically-wise as the United States, with 261 million people compared to our 323 million here in the United States. But the information contained in this report is really significant. In fact, it talks about Bitcoin, and if you had gone and bought Bitcoin when this came out in June of 2016, you would have been able to buy it at $400, and December 1st, you would have been able to sell it here for over $11,500, if you can imagine. So he also talks about 3D printing, and for those of you in the fire service, he talks a lot about electric vehicles and autonomous vehicles, and I'd encourage you to take a close look at that. And if you're interested in that, one of the greatest futurists out there is a gentleman by the name of Tony Seba. Now, he's a professor at Stanford University, and I'll tell you, he has a YouTube video that's just incredible. I would encourage you to just put in Tony Seba, that's S-E-B-A, Stanford University, Clean Disruption, Engine and Transportation, and you'll come up with a 1-hour video that he's put out. And I know it's hard to watch a 3-minute video, much less a 1-hour video, but I'll tell you, just great stuff there if you want to see the impact that autonomous and electrical vehicles are going to have on society here over the next 10 years, according to this futurist. Some great stuff here. The Fire Apparatus Manufacturers Association, we're also trying to figure out what's going on in the future. And right now, if you're a fire department, go to FEMA.org, and on the right-hand side, you'll see a survey. It only takes a few minutes, but you can win up to a $500 gift card if you participate in that survey. And we usually get about 1,000 or so participants, so would encourage you to check that out. And lastly, as you're planning for 2018, whether you're a business, whether you're in industry, or federal government or local fire department or Department of Defense, you can use this last attachment that we've given you here, and it's called the 10 Rockefeller Habits. It's an execution checklist that's put out, and you're probably familiar with the Rockefeller Habits, but it talks about, number one, your executive team has to be all on the same page and totally aligned and harmonious. Number two, making sure that everybody in your organization is focused on one goal each quarter, making sure that your communication with your team has a certain rhythm to it, making sure that there's accountability on your team, making sure that your core values are up front and center in your organization, everybody gets that, and lastly, that there's transparency across the entire organization. And there's a few other bullet points, but if you download this last spreadsheet, it's got some great points to check off, and it's hard to check off all those boxes, but the more you can check off, obviously, the better. So I'll tell you, thanks for the opportunity to serve you, our valued customers and suppliers and partners in 2017. We appreciate the chance to work with you. We extend a very Merry Christmas to you and your families, and wish you all the best for 2018. If there's anything we can be doing to assist you, we hope you'll reach out to us.